going on? We are here. It's around 7 o'clock, and today going to be. I felt the breeze.
Yeah, that's
Did you feel
nice.
that?
Yeah, that was good.
Ooh,
that was nice. Very nice.
Oh man,
it's much better than yesterday. Yesterday, I was shivering by the end of the show.
You know, I don't know what happened because we had I think when the fog started to lift, that cold air was coming
Rushed
in.
in,
I'm
yeah.
not a meteorologist, but it just kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
It was kind of like we lifted the sweater off and we've got this cold breeze.
Yeah, but today is beautiful.
Very, very nice. And today is going to be a beautiful day. Sunny. 20% chance, very small chance for some rain, high is 77. So if you look up in the sky, you see those clouds. We're already seeing those roll right past us. So that'll be good.
And a lot more golf carts today than we saw yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of activity happening. People getting ready for the teeing off tomorrow for the KitchenAid Senior PGA Championship.
Later tonight, some clouds, 20% chance for some rain with a low down to 55. We've got a lot of great special guests that are joining us today. And we will actually chat with one of them that is here, and he will actually be on our live stream. So, by the way, check out our live stream. You can see us here in the community showcase, and we've got our special guest. You see the guy right over there.
Yeah, that's Jackson Davison. He's the PGA head golf professional here. So we are going to grill him for everything he knows about golf. You're gonna make us better golfers, right?
I look forward to it.
Okay.
So we'll chat
He's
with
looking
him.
at us with this like, yeah, well, who are you? It's going to be good.
We'll do that in just a little bit. Dave Wolf has sports in just a moment as well. Right now, let's find out what's happening in the news.
WSJM News. Now,
So maybe we talk a
team
little bit about
coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. It's not just about bringing golf's legendary champions to the region. Since the KitchenAid Senior PGA Championship was first brought to Harbor Shores more than 10 years ago.
Hey, good morning, everybody that's hanging out on our live stream.
We're out of the studio, so I forget the timing things.
Oh my gosh!
You know how I
so
am with
so
timing.
many things going on.
Yeah.
I should have had a sign made that says "Here we go."
Here we go.
You know, like the whole marshals have the tea times. They
You
have
come up right
the
here. Right there.
Said love the
there you go.
Love the
So I'm gonna
microphone.
love the
Yep.
Be friends, kind of like you see those romantic comedies, and you're getting real close, and there's about to be a kiss.
Where's this going, Johnny?
But just don't kiss the microphone, but be close to it.
No, we've got Jackson Davison here. He is the PGA golf head golf professional here, and we're going to talk to him about his role and what the players might be thinking about right now as they prepare for the KitchenAid Senior PGA Championship. But how you doing this morning?
Excellent.
Yeah, good.
It's a breezy little Wednesday here at Harbor Shores, but it seems like every year these guys have come here, they've had nothing but perfect weather. So facing a little wind may not be a bad thing.
That's the nature of the game, right? You play against yourself, against the elements. It'll be good.
I can assure you it's something we face all the time. So it's glad to see them have to navigate it a little bit.
Yeah, nice.
So when you deal with coaching somebody in golf, when you first meet somebody, what's your thing that you talk to them about first? Because obviously you don't say, "Hey, pick up a club, let's see what you got." You're going to have a conversation first, right?
Yeah, I think for me it's about finding out a little bit about them and maybe their athletic history. If there is any, that's great. If there's not, that's also great. My goal is that if I can figure out what somebody's capabilities are before they even touch a golf club, it's going to teach me a lot about what they can do. I think people sometimes get caught up into maybe seeing what they see on TV or seeing what they see on YouTube or seeing what they see on social media of how people do things. And they really want to emulate that, which I think is fine. But you also have to remember that everybody's body is different. Everybody's capabilities are different, and everything moves a little bit differently. So for me, it's figuring out what somebody is capable of. And then, that gives me a good idea of where we can start. I'm not going to try to force somebody to make an athletic motion that they may not actually be able to. Maybe it's something that Scotty Scheffler can do or Justin Thomas. They both have very unique swings in that respect. And for me, it's not necessarily replicating it. There's things that they do in their swing that's great, but
Sure.
It's also about figuring out how they can make their own swing based on what their strengths are.
Yeah, like I see those like you said, those pro players, especially the PGA Tour, is like John Rahm, for instance. I
Mhm.
mean, just seeing when he's swinging that club, how much speed is happening and how much force is happening. It's just he's a big dude and he can just smoke the ball.
Yeah, but if you look at John Rahm's swing, we're gonna compare two Johns.
Yeah,
One this week that we'll see
Exactly.
here. John Daly, obviously. And John Rahm. John Rahm has a very short swing. It's
Mhm.
very compact, but he generates a ton of power.
Yep.
John Daly, on the other hand, has a very long swing that also generates a ton of power. But they're both very different people that are capable of very different things, but they both know how to get the job done.
Yep.
Obviously, very talented players. But it is very obvious how differently you can get it done and how differently you can swing the club and get great results.
Yeah. How long have you been doing this? How did you get involved?
Well, golf has been a part of my life forever.
Yeah.
My dad, obviously, he just introduced us at such a young age, and he was
How old were you when you started playing golf?
probably about 3 years old. So
Wow.
31 years ago.
That's
which,
great.
Showing my age a little bit, but
But your dad got you into it.
my dad got me into it, and he was never putting us in a position to force us to go out there. He always
Sure.
wanted us to just go out there if we were going to have fun doing it. And between that mentality of motivating us and my brother, who's 2 years younger than I am, is also a very good player. And he and I would push each other so frequently. And we played other sports. And for us, once we got to the point where we realized that golf was going to be somewhat of a future, for us, we pushed each other really hard. We played all the time, played sun up, sun down, walked as many holes as the golf course would allow us.
Sure.
But it was great. And so just being able to have that opportunity with him and kind of get into it, for me, golf, I always knew it was going to be something I would do for a long time. In order to be in this business, you have to be extremely passionate about it. I tried to pursue this game professionally myself after college. So trying to play at a very high level is very difficult. And joining the PGA of America and becoming a PGA professional is something that I thought was kind of right in my path
Sure.
of what I wanted to do. I mean, you have dreams, right? So in high school, I played at Rockford High School up in just north of Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
I was very fortunate to have made it to the state finals and play in the state championship, and where I ended up actually winning the Division I state championship as an individual, which is kind of a crowned achievement, right?
Yeah.
It was a long time ago, but when you do things like that, it opens up your dreams, and you kind of have to just go out and try. I think that's one of the things is I may not have been good enough to play on tour. You'd like to think if you work hard and you have the talent that you could be, but at least you can tell yourself you went out and tried. So for me, getting the opportunity down here, after I kind of got into the golf business, went down to Florida, went up to Grand Rapids, ended up coming down here and then made the decision to become a PGA professional was kind of right in line with what I wanted to do. And here I am.
That's outstanding. Favorite golf movie?
Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
I am.
You excited
yeah.
about the sequel coming out?
Yeah, that's a swing that I'm sure a lot of people would love to emulate.
Yeah, we'll see. I get all my juniors try to do it in class, and I have to force them not to because safety first, right?
Sure. Yeah.
But Happy Gilmore is just, I don't know,
Are there any
It's hilarious.
similarities between a hockey swing and a golf swing?
tons.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at, allergies are awful, right?
Oh, yeah. There's something.
The hockey swing or a hockey shot or a motion is very similar to the golf swing in the respect that you have to use a little bit more of your body than you think. Obviously, with a hockey stick, your hands are separated. The golf swing, your hands are fairly connected.
Sure.
So there's going to be some differences in the upper body, but I think what most people don't realize is in order to be good at hockey, you have to have super strong legs, right? To be able to control your center of gravity, get low to the ground, and sort of use the ground as a power assistance. The golf swing is no different. You have to be very, very strong in your legs and your core. I like to tell people that you have to trust the big, strong muscles in your body rather than the smaller ones, being your legs, your core, as opposed to trying to put all the trust of your golf swing in your hands and arms. It's something there's very few people in this game that can truly control.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like he's a golf pro or something.
Right.
Like
Like he knows what he's talking
yeah,
about.
that's no, actually he does, because he is the PGA head golf professional, Jackson Davison, and we're talking with him here on the live stream. So
And we're going to jump back on the air here in just
we're
a
going to go back to the
second.
terrestrial radio.
So we'll talk more.
Still do that. Yeah.
Stand by.
Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. We are here at beautiful Harbor Shores at the KitchenAid Senior PGA Championship. Today is Wednesday.
That's Johnny's golf voice.
yeah.
Do it some more.
It's like I don't know who I'm emulating.
We're
But
on
it's
the
like
13th green.
Yes, the 13 green, and John Daly is set to tee off
Yeah, he's not really.
right here.
no, he's not.
If he were, we'd be quiet.
But it's so cool. It's so cool that we're right in the middle of the action of where things are happening with the Pure Michigan Community Showcase tent that we're in. Right next door is the KitchenAid Fairway Club that has a ton of cooking demonstrations, celebrity chefs, local great chefs as well. And just it's a really, really awesome thing. And as we said, we've got a ton of special guests during the show. You see on our live stream, we've been talking to this guy on our live stream. Who is this guy, Ken?
The gentleman we have here today is Jackson Davison. He's the PGA head golf professional, and he has a fascinating backstory. If you want to see and hear most of that, we do have that on our live stream. You can see the video after we're done on Facebook, X, or YouTube. But we're going to talk a little bit about Jackson. If you would, tell us what your role is here as the head golf professional.
Yeah, so as a head golf professional, anywhere, your job is to take care of the operation. So you're taking care of anything golf related, whether that's guest service, maintaining, the range, controlling every aspect of what the golfer experiences as soon as they enter the property and as soon as they leave. Obviously, teaching is a very large portion of that business, but also, running events, putting on tournaments, engaging our members in golf events. But you got to have a great team to do that. I certainly can't do any of this alone. I feel like I have the best team in the world. I have such a wonderful group of assistants. Mason and Ryan, they do so much for me. Amy, who handles our merchandise along with me right now, has done just a wonderful job too. And our guest service team has got great leadership out there. They provide everything for our guests and our members. They probably don't get enough credit. They do make the experience, and I give a ton of credit to our guest service team for taking care of our members and our guests. And then, outside of that, our food and beverage, they do a wonderful job making sure that experience is rounded out. But for me, it's trying to make sure that we're sticking to what we believe here at Harbor Shores is, providing memorable experiences for our guests and members every day. And for us, we feel like we do that in a number of different ways. But that all starts with, from the minute they walk on property and until they leave. So if we can provide an experience that somebody's going to remember and want to come back and do it all over again, that's something that we're very proud of. But yeah, for us, for me as a golf professional, it is a little bit more than just showing up and giving some golf lessons.
Right.
I am certainly not a PGA Tour golfer, as much as I would like to think that sometimes I may be good enough to even consider it.
You're selling yourself short here, because you've been playing golf since the age of 3. You've been playing with your younger brother as well. Who's better, you or your younger brother? You guys trade?
He's better for about 16 holes, and then he gets nervous.
The endurance
he doesn't-
and the pressure.
Yeah. So
What are you, like, browbeating him the whole time? You miss that shot.
I think it's
You sure
more
you
of
wanna- you should probably lay up.
him and I have had some legendary battles over the years. I like to think I probably get the best of him for the most part,
That's
but
great.
him and I, we have so much fun out there, and he gets me occasionally,
Yeah.
rarely out here. If we go play a neutral site, then there's a possibility he can take me down.
What does it take to become a PGA golf pro?
Yeah, so it's way more than people probably think. You don't just go sign your name on the dotted line and get a cool card that
Take a
says
couple
your name.
classes. Yeah.
Yeah, I do have a card. It's not a PGA Tour card. It's a PGA of America
You want
card.
that PGA Tour card, I can
Yeah.
tell.
Once
We'll talk about
once upon a time, but there's an education process, and
Sure.
they've done such a wonderful job of making that more accessible. You know, when I was getting started, it was right kind of in the beginning of COVID.
Okay.
I got my first level done. There's 3 levels. So first levels, second levels, and then your final level is a big process. But I got done with my first level right before kind of COVID hit.
Mhm.
And then they made it very, very accessible for those to do it during COVID. It became mostly virtual. But at the end of the day, I felt like I was going back to school and got a master's degree in golf. They do a really wonderful job with the seminars. So essentially you have a lot of book work, and then you go attend a seminar. We kind of just go over the book work, figure out what's expected out of that. And then you're required to complete a portfolio for each level. So in those portfolios, you're doing kind of work experience activities that involve tournament operations and learning how to control your cart fleet, and teaching and coaching and merchandising.
It's a
and
lot.
there's so much. Yeah. I mean, I had to learn about agronomy.
Yeah.
So here I am learning about different cultures of grass.
Sure.
And
You think you're just going to be hitting the ball.
well, so now it makes mowing my own lawn that much more special now that I know what all this stuff means.
deep
But, you know, they want you,
Yeah.
they want you to truly have a really, really great understanding of golf and,
Right.
And how to run a business too. I think that's kind of a very kept out piece of the education, is how much it is involved in actually running a business. I mean, that's what we're doing, right? We're running a business. It may not be a Fortune 500, but we're running a business, and our
Mhm.
business is it means the world to us, and especially here.
And
at
it's a pretty
Hartford.
nice view at work every day.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that I don't think really enjoy going to work every day, but I think for
Sure.
for us, that's why I think we have the best team. We all get excited to come here. We all believe in why Harbor Shores is here. It serves a much bigger purpose than just being a golf course. Obviously, being a not-for-profit, that we try to make sure that whatever we make goes back into the community in some way, shape, or form. And obviously, this championship, has a lot to do with that. But yeah, I mean, it's something that's very important to us for sure.
Have you ever thought about being a caddy, or have you ever done that before? Because that's another group of people that I think are the unsung heroes of any golf professional, is that they study each and every course and each and every nook and cranny. And I'm sure they know a little bit about grass as well.
Yeah, I'll save our viewers some profanity, but they work their blank off.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, they truly, they go out there and they're looking for things that people don't even consider and
Sure.
or think of. Around here with the wind and
Mhm.
pin locations, you know, you get a wind out of the south and the golf course plays a little easier because the par 4s are more reachable, or the par 5s are more reachable. But the pin locations can change that entire dynamic of the setup. You get a wind out of the north. Now we got the long holes are even longer, and the short holes probably are going to be a little bit harder because they're not played or meant to be played that short. So caddies are always looking for the tiniest little detail that can help their player and get their player an advantage. But for me, I don't know if I would have been the best caddy. I feel like I could have done a pretty good job of relaying some of my golf experience, but tour caddy, no chance. We have a caddy program, 4 caddy program for that matter, here at Harbor Shores, and we like to think that we kind of know the basics enough to where our caddies can be trained and learn, and again, just kind of provide that secondary experience on top of what they're already getting.
Yeah. Those who are playing the course this week, when the KitchenAid Senior PGA Championship tees off with 156 players, what are those 156 players thinking? What are they measuring? How are they thinking about the weather conditions today and how it's going to affect them tomorrow?
Yeah, like I just mentioned, I think for them it's really picking out what the wind direction is going to be every day, because that's going to kind of determine their game plan. Once they figure out the wind, now they're figuring out holes that they can attack, figuring out in their practice rounds where the pins may be, and also factoring in where the wind may be and getting the bounce of the fairways and, figuring out where essentially they want to hit every shot from.
Yeah.
I mean, they're that good to where they can dissect a golf course and say, okay, I need to hit it from here so I can have this angle there. And, with this wind, I'm going to need to adjust that much.
How's the course playing? Is it fast or slow?
So it's probably faster than it ever has been in my years being here. Matt Volrath, our superintendent, he and his team have done just an extraordinary job. We've dumped close to 200 tons of sand on the golf course in the last 2 years. So,
and what is that for? What do you do that for?
What that does is that just helps create sort of a sand base underneath the grass.
Sure.
I think a good superintendent, well, I can't even say that's a superintendent wants to make sure that the ground underneath the grass is healthy.
Sure.
But pushing sand down and allowing it to firm up a little bit, it's going to improve basically how the grass is able to sit, how the ball sits on that turf. But it provides better drainage so that the golf course can take on some rain. But just having that little layer is going to provide a little bit more firmness. And I think that's ultimately what he's looking for. He wants the golf course to be faster, but it also helps divots repair quicker. And
Sure.
It helps there be less scarring on the course. Because if you think about a wet golf course, take a big divot.
Sure.
And that
Johnny?
big divot's going to
Yeah.
take Johnny.
Yeah, I love how Ken's saying, is it fast or slow? Does it matter? You're gonna end up, where are the roughs? How far
Yeah.
how easy is it to get out of the rough? And if I shank it, is it
Oh,
going
boy.
to do better?
Where
for
can
me?
I buy more balls?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
how many balls do I need in order to get through
People
this
need to
course?
remember that they make more golf balls every day and all the time. So, it's okay to lose one or two. But
Oh, goodness.
speaking of rough, Valhalla last week, PGA
Mhm.
Championship, obviously very gnarly, very,
Yeah.
very thick rough. It's weird out here because I think strategically the rough has grown up on certain holes just
Yeah.
to kind of take away or add a little penalty if you don't hit the fairway, right? So it may not be as thick as it was in Kentucky, but I can tell you there are certain areas out here where I definitely would not want to be in the rough.
Yeah.
And it's truly a penalty. You got to get it back in play, take your medicine, and try to make par the hard way.
And I think that's why this is such a challenging course for players, as you mentioned, weather, winds, all that stuff. But it's different each hole because we're right. There's certain holes that are here in the in the woods, and then there's certain ones that are on the beach.
Yeah.
So it's totally different all throughout the course.
Well, I think the PGA of America does a wonderful job setting up the course, and I think we want to remind the players that this is a major championship, and while we want the fans to see some birdies, I think we also want the fans to see these players have to really put it together to make a par. It's not easy out there, especially today. I mean, these practice rounds today are going to give these players everything they could ever ask for. Winds
amazing.
coming off the lake about 20 plus and have some pretty heavy gusts. So, like you said, I mean, the golf course plays so differently because the first 5 holes wind through kind of the inland homes, and then you get out to the beach where it's just like,
Could
whoa,
be anything.
Where
You don't
are
know
we?
what's
Are
gonna
we in
happen.
Malibu or are we in Michigan?
Right.
And then, it almost feels like you're out on the Pacific Northwest some days. And then you wind up through the trees and then you finish on the river. It's 4 very, very different landscapes. But that provides a unique factor on the golf course. It provides excitement. I tell our staff that this golf course is never boring and it never gets old. And no matter what day we're playing it, it's always going to be different because, like I said earlier, the pin locations are going to change. It's going to change the entire golf course. The wind direction changes. It changes the entire golf course. And I know that goes for every golf course out there, but it gets pretty significant out here when something changes like that.
Final question. Any surprises that the players can expect this year?
I don't really think surprises. I think a lot of players, recognize there's a little bit more bounce,
Okay.
a little bit faster of a golf course for sure. So with the rain that we took on, It's obviously not what we had in mind, but the golf course is still in fantastic shape, and it's going to be an amazing tournament for these guys.
Yeah, the translation there is there's going to be balls in the rough, and they're going to overshoot the greens.
Yep, and that rough is going to be wet and thick.
Good stuff.
Can I get a giant bag of all the balls that are collected?
Johnny,
Here.
anything for you.
Oh, I get a golf.
We'll get you a
I get a
snorkel.
golf.
Why don't we
cart?
get you a snorkel and send you
Snorkel.
out into the Paw Paw River
I love
and
it.
let you get after it?
I will gladly do that. Does anybody have that job? That would be a fun job.
Get the
Not
extra balls out of the
Yeah.
out of the pawpaw. Yeah.
It's a bit of a liability, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We've been visiting with Jackson Davison. He's the PGA head golf professional here at Harbor Shores. Thank you so much for joining us. This
Yeah.
is fun.
No, thank you guys for having me. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
It's been a great week and obviously a great championship. So looking forward to it.
Do well this week.
You want to see these great golfers as well as all the great things that are happening, srpga.com to get your tickets to enjoy this wonderful KitchenAid Senior PGA Championship. More news, sports, and your Bloomberg Market Minute up next.
Loan rates are trending downward. Are you ready to make your move? Sturgis.
Go
to the
live stream or
We're on the live stream.
We're on the live stream
but we're
still?
wrapping things up.
okay.
Jackson, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
That
That
was
was
great.
that was fun.
Appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Yeah, absolutely. Have a great week.
like that hoodie. That's cool.
Got to visit the PGA shop. We are selling them.
Awesome.
That's cool. I like it.
If you guys do come up, let me know. And happy to give you guys some good pricing on some
Perfect.
awesome merch.
We will take it. We'll take it.
Let me know if you need anything else, okay?
All right. Thanks,
just
sir.
a season pass would be fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, John,
Whenever the
after
championship
listening to
clears
you,
out.
I'm like, I've listened to John too.
I'm everywhere, man.
All right.
Cheers.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Have a great day, guys.
You too.
Enjoy the week.
All right. Good morning, everybody, on our live stream. Thank you so much for being here. Thank
That was
you
fun.
to good morning to Jeff. Good morning
Hey, Jeff.
to Teresa.
Teresa.
Some fun conversations that are going on over there. But we appreciate you guys checking things out. Got I had an audio issue yesterday.
Yep.
Just so making it a little smoother and nicer for everybody. But there was a lot of moving parts yesterday, and I was like, no, everything's good. We're good. And then I went back and watched the video, and I was like, oh man, that microphone was picking it up instead of this microphone. But everybody can still hear us, just not as crystal clear in your ear.
Okay. So now we're good.
Now we're golden,
Can we
5x5.
Can we get confirmation from the video live stream?
Oh yeah, no, I mean I can literally show you right here that we are rocking and rolling through the right
Okay.
place.
right.
So we are good. So Ken always likes to check me on all this stuff because I set everything up so he knows that he can blame me.
No,
for whatever.
No. I told Johnny, no matter where we are, he is the technical genius,
I try to
the
be.
master.
It's because I've done this for a long time, but it's also because of the fact that I don't want to hinder the great engineers that we have, especially Terry Green,
Oh yeah.
our chief engineer, who handles all that stuff. He's going to be busy because as we talk about our live stream and our live broadcast, we are actually here with our the rest of our sports team. We actually are pulling people from I wouldn't even call them the bullpen, just some
No.
of the people that we've had.
You got
that have-
alumni as well.
alumni, other people that are some people that we actually have as we were talking with Jackson, we actually have ourselves a guy that works in our sales department that actually has gone through a lot of the same sort of training that
Yes.
Jackson has as
Yep.
being a PGA professional. So learning all that stuff and understanding all that stuff. So we'll have play-by-play that you'll be able to hear on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
And that's going to be awesome.
That will be awesome. Kinds of fun
Let's
noises
check
around
things
here.
on everything where we're at. All right, so our Bloomberg Market Minutes happening here in just a second, and then we will get back, and then we will do a quick rundown of news and sports and all that jazz, and then we will. What do we got? 7:40. We're going to
7:40,
talk about
Beyond the Green.
Beyond the Green.
No, sorry. Yeah, that is right. Beyond
yeah,
the
that's
Green.
today.
Okay, that's today. Beyond the Green and PGA Works.
Shout out to the people. Stretch PR is a group that
Yes.
actually has been coordinating and helping us. So shout out to them. That's they've been doing all of the all the
Scheduling,
guests,
logistics,
the guest logistics, yeah.
making sure the guests arrive here. They schedule them for us. They bring just different aspects, because that's what we ask for is give us some behind the scenes, give us some how this all
Variety,
works.
too.
We know it's more than just the championship that's happening. So let us in on what's happening.
Dwayne says sounds great.
Thanks, Dwayne.
Yeah.
See, he gave us the check.
Yep.
That was the check.
Yeah. Check. And he knows because he's a technical director, so he knows what he's doing.
Is that a big smoker barbecue thing that they brought in?
No, that I thought that's what that was, but
Yeah.
that is the. It looked like a KitchenAid,
Is that a merchandise?
something cafe. it said.
Oh,
So,
okay.
anyways, let's
There-
get back to it right
All right.
now. All right, this, and here we go.
Here we go.
Just about 7:30 today is a beautiful start to the day. Partly sunny, 20% chance for some rain. High of 77 today, so it is. I'm wearing pants today.
Me too.
Not that anybody can tell on our live stream. I could be wearing nothing right now.
I was fully anticipating around midnight we would get cold breezes and a lot of rain, and none of it materialized up here.
Man, it was hot yesterday, all the way until like bedtime.
It was warm this morning when I got out there. It's cooled down a couple of degrees, but it's nice. You went for the long sleeves. You're layered up.
I am layered up. I have the Pat Moody popped collar because I've got a quarter zip. And, when you try to do polo underneath a quarter zip, there's some bunching. That happens.
Yeah.
So I decided to get around that. I got the hat. So, yeah, I'm ready for it today.
You look very golf.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm ready to hit the greens.
With your cart?
Exactly. Let's find
Don't
out.
drive on the greens.
Let's find out what's happening in the news this morning.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
And in the WSJM roving newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Some of the local stories that we're looking at for you today. For nearly the past month, the Berrien County Trial Court was taking applications for a new prosecutor. Current Berrien County prosecutor Steve Perangeli is stepping down in June. He announced that last month. The court announced it will hold interviews for the interim prosecutor tomorrow. And they released the full slate of interviewees. And that list, Johnny, totals one. One person. Current assistant prosecuting attorney Amy Bird is the only one who qualified for an interview. That'll happen tomorrow at 4:30 in the afternoon in the Berrien County Courthouse in the jury assembly room. The interview is open to the public, and if confirmed, Bird will serve as interim prosecutor until after the elections when the new prosecutor is elected and sworn in. That might also be Bird. She's the only Republican in the race for prosecutor. Okay. She faces Democrat Trevor Mavial in November. In other news, Berrien County Animal Control has a problem. Outreach coordinator Catherine Francis tells us that the shelter is out of space right now.
Oh, man.
It's because they've got a lot of influx of just dogs coming in from the normal channels, but also they have court evidence dogs. They hold those that are part of criminal cases that animal control needs to hold on to until the case is processed.
Sure.
And sometimes those animals are in the shelter for 6 months or more.
Wow.
It's important. But in the meantime, they say we've got to get some of these dogs moving through. So we're lowering the adoption fee to $45, and they'll have special adoption hours coming up this Saturday. That'll be from 9 to noon. So again, that's Berrien County Animal Control reaching the limits of their population.
Yeah.
And one last one, the city of South Haven is searching for a new police chief.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the police chief, who's been there for a long time, Natalie Thompson, announced her retirement this week. Thompson says her retirement date will be February of next year, ending a 32-year career in law enforcement. She says she's stepping down to spend more time with family and friends, and she gave the early notification so that the city of South Haven would have a lot of time to find a new police chief.
All right.
And we'll tell you about those stories and more coming up at 8 o'clock in the WSJM roving newsroom. I'm Ken Lundberg.
Happy retirement to
Yes.
that police chief.
Very much.
We are here at the KitchenAid Senior PGA Championship. We couldn't do it without our great sponsors. Want to say a special shout out to Preves Creative Woodworking, as well as American Biochar Company and South Bend International Airport. We'll have some more special guests, and as the sun is arising,
Yeah, it's coming out.
It's going to be another beautiful day. Let's find out what's happening around the state.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Beth Fisher, a 12-year-old from Grand Rapids.
All right.
Here.
Over on our live stream. Thanks, folks, for being here.
Did you get lunch yesterday at the volunteer tent?
You know, I didn't get lunch, but I did get a breakfast sandwich. I
what'd you
did
get?
sneak a breakfast sandwich. I didn't sneak it because I have the credentials in order to get that. But I did, and I hope none of the volunteer director is going to be coming by later on.
Uh-oh.
Do not tell her that I stole a muffin for you.
Oh, I thought you just brought that from home for me. Wink, wink.
I sure did.
Yeah.
I sure did.
No, Johnny went in there yesterday and very graciously brought me a muffin. It was a blueberry muffin. I couldn't resist, so thank you again for that.
Yeah, I grabbed one for myself as well, and a breakfast
did? You
sandwich.
got two?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, I grabbed one.
It was really good.
And yeah, there's got a great spread there because there's a ton of great volunteers, and we'll chat about that. I believe, later today or a little after 8, we'll chat with Kelsey, who is the volunteer operations manager of all this.
Yep.
I don't even know how many volunteers. It's like 300-400 or something like that. It's
countless.
It's a lot.
Yes.
So we'll talk about that. But so I snuck you a muffin.
Thank you.
So yeah,
I don't need one today.
Okay.
I've got my breakfast. It's back at the station.
I'll find out what the spread is. So maybe
if they have any caviar.
Doubt they have that.
All right, fine. We're going to be talking in a few minutes with I think Cameron Dinkins, PGA Works program lead, in a few minutes about Beyond the Green and PGA Works.
What time's that breakfast happening? Is that
that's underway
right now?
Yeah.
As we speak.
As we speak.
Okay. And we'll be getting updates from our team that's over there on some of the stuff that's going to happen. Because as we talked with Brandon Haney, the championship director, about this breakfast that's happening, he said a big announcement.
Yeah,
Big announcement, a donation.
They have an important scholarship announcement that will happen. And
Okay.
The breakfast started at 9:30. It goes till 9. So if our crack team can put
7:30?
7:30 to 9.
Okay, you said 9:30.
Oh, sorry.
It starts at 9:30 and ends at 9. So we're actually going to go back in time.
Starts at 7:30, which
7:30.
it started a few minutes ago, and goes till 9. And if we can get our crack team who's there having breakfast to put down their forks or knives for a couple of minutes and tell us what happened, we can get that information for you.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that. That should be an amazing thing. So yeah, we'll have that. What else is going on, everybody? We've been so focused on what's happening here.
I've got stuff.
And I didn't have too many misadventures this morning besides the not knowing where the golf cart key was. They did talk about swapping my golf cart. I have not gotten a full update on if that is happening. It's been in limbo. If I will have one and if mine will be given to one of the players or not.
And the reason that we have to swap is because the current golf cart has no roof on it. And that is what is allowed on the golf course for the players.
Right.
The one that we're going to get, if we get one, will have a roof.
So cross our fingers.
Think of all the things they have to think about.
I know. As we
for
talked
this
with
event.
Chelsea, who's the operations manager, she said, yeah, there's tons of moving parts, tons of things going on. And yeah, when you get here, it is as they say, a small city in size and in construction, but it's a small city when it comes to the people working behind the scenes to make this all operate.
Yeah. And they have their own police force. Actually, it's just security.
Yeah, they've got security, and then they've got,
they made sure and dropped one off for us this morning to watch us, to keep an eye on us.
Okay. Keep us in line. All right.
So we can't step too far out of line.
They have the security handle the
mosquitoes over there.
Mosquitoes,
Oh,
yeah.
dear.
But yeah, today has been a great start to the day. What do you said? You got some other news and happenings?
Anything that you want off the golf course. This one really piqued my interest. We've talked about it before because remember when in Congress the lawmakers were they got all of a sudden really scared about, well, not scared, but very concerned about some security briefings they were receiving about Russia getting ready to launch some kind of space satellite that would be ready for combat. Well, turns out they've launched a satellite. Russia has launched a satellite that's now in orbit, and it's likely to be a counter space weapon. And
counter space weapon?
It's currently in the same orbit as a U.S. government satellite. That's what the Pentagon is now confirming.
What?
Yeah, what they're tracking here, is Russia launched a space satellite into low Earth orbit that the Pentagon says they assess as a counter space weapon, presumably capable of attacking other satellites in low Earth orbit.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
dude.
it's like a James Bond movie has truly come to life.
Wow.
Hello. Good morning.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So what do you think of that? They say that Russia deployed
You're sure
it.
you're not reading the synopsis of the latest James Bond movie? Because that's what it feels like.
Russia has deployed this new counter space weapon into the same orbit as a U.S. government satellite, and so assessments further indicate characteristics resembling previously deployed counter space payloads that they did starting in 2019 and again in 2022. So apparently there's this whole book and story that's been written. The Pentagon has been keeping intelligence on Russia really getting into the space war stuff.
So
fascinating.
Where is the United States Space Force?
Right? Yeah.
That's my question.
We have them.
We have them.
We don't know where they are.
One of that was one of the reasons it was created. And some people thought, well, this can't be real. And they even joked about it on Netflix with a show with Steve Carell. But it's a legit thing. It is a thing that we need to be thinking about. I mean, there almost should be a branch of the military that just happens cyber attacks because we've got so much of that going on.
So the question was put to the Pentagon of what are you going to do about it?
Right.
And they said, well, obviously that's something we'll continue to monitor. Certainly we would say we have a responsibility to be ready to protect and defend the space domain. And ensure continuous and uninterrupted support to the joint and combined force. Will continue to balance the need to protect our interests in space with our desire to preserve a stable and sustainable space environment. So basically, they said nothing except that you kind of post up against the Russian satellite saying, yeah, we see you. We know what you're doing.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll talk in just a moment. Is this our special guest? Are you our special guest for this time?
Come on over.
Come on over.
Hi there. Ken Lundberg.
Hi, Cameron.
Very good, Cameron. Johnny, nice to meet you.
Cameron, nice to meet you.
Take a seat.
All right.
We'll talk here in about a minute.
How are you doing today?
Busy, but I'm good.
Good. Busy. Best way for the microphone right here.
Yep.
That'll get the best audio quality for you. Just
Right up on it.
Do I need to press
and
anything?
you can move it. You can move it down slightly if you need to.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Just like that.
Wonderful.
So you're Cameron Dinkins, and is your proper title PGA Works Program Lead?
Just leader.
Okay.
All right.
Say it again.
Folks
PGA
are getting
Works
behind
leader.
the scenes look of how we set up an interview and get things rolling. We're going to do that on the air and chat with her in just a moment.
That's Johnny's golf voice.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
As we are here at beautiful Harbor Shores in Benton Harbor.
Let's see.
All right.
Tonight, just
Somebody
a slight
was talking
chance of
about
a
you.
shower. Otherwise, we clear out. We drop to 55 and sunny and mid 70s tomorrow. I'm meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
It's the morning show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
Oh, here we are.
Four.
Ball
coming
actually,
in.
we might have to say that. We might actually hear that at some point because the tee box for this is hole 13. Is that
Okay.
correct?
Oh, we forgot
Or
to
is
look
that
at the map.
14? The
There's-
course
so
map is
13
over
and
there,
14
isn't it?
come together. Yeah, I don't think the court is long enough to go over there.
Okay, so we'll
I'll look at it during a break.
It's somewhere over here. There,
Yeah.
but there is a tee box literally
Right in front of us.
about 100 yards, not even 100 yards away from us.
Yeah.
But as we said, as we're here at the KitchenAid Senior PGA Championship all week, we have had a lot of great special guests. We've got another one of those. And who is this special guest, Ken?
Right now, we have Cameron Dinkins. She is the PGA Works leader and joining us today from beautiful Harbor Shores for the KitchenAid Senior PGA Championship. Hello, Cameron.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about your role here during the KitchenAid Senior PGA Championship.
Yes, so I run a program called PGA Works, which is under the PGA of America Reach Foundation. So PGA Works is designed to diversify the golf industry's workforce and make it look like the rest of the world. So we do this specifically through an event we call Beyond the Green. So it's to educate and inspire students from underrepresented groups about careers in golf and beyond. And we like to say beyond because we know that sometimes everyone won't land in this industry, even
Sure.
though we would love for them to. but there's a lot of industries where golf can be handy in. So we want to make sure and invite people who look like them that may be working in an industry that they have interest in, to show them like, hey, I play golf or I know golf, and this has been very beneficial to the growth of my career.
That's great.
And we'll talk more about the Beyond the Green in just a moment. But how did you land here? How did you land into this in this role?
Yes, so I actually was a product of one of our programs. We have a fellowship, which is a 1-year post-grad program for, again, underrepresented people. And in this program, you get experience in working in golf for a year in all facets of the business.
Cool.
So I did that when I graduated college, and then came on to the PGA full-time, and then ultimately got the leader role after my previous supervisor left. So we have a great program. We have great programs to kind of bring people, especially those like myself who didn't know much about golf before golf, into the game of golf.
Are you playing now?
A little bit, yes.
What's your handicap?
I haven't played a full round yet, but I'm still getting lessons every so often.
That's
but
excellent.
It's a busy job.
That's
so
a great opportunity.
I need to make more time to really learn the game even more. But I know a lot about it, but my own personal practice needs to get a little better.
All of ours does, for sure. You mentioned it's a very busy job. How do you go about achieving the goals?
Yeah, I think that it's important. We try to get about 80 or so kids every time we do it, and we'll have 4 this year. This is our 3rd one of the year. We've been doing it 3 weeks back to back. But I think that if we can inspire one person, that's more than anything.
Absolutely.
I think that they might not get it on that day, but it might hit them later in their life where they see the benefit in it. And to me, that's more important than anything in the world, is that it hits them at the time that it needs to hit them to help them in their lives.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting out on the golf course and playing, having that ability to really get to know people as you go on, because 18 holes, it takes a while to play a full round. And so just those established relationships that you can get, that networking, and it's invaluable.
Yeah.
Invaluable as you prepare your career.
Cameron, what's happening today?
Yes. So we will have a full day of career learning, but also hands-on learning. The students will start their day off and going to Corewell Health Hospital and seeing their sim lab. So it's their simulation lab where they can see like a live simulation done. They'll also be going to the Whirlpool headquarters. Well, they'll be seeing their dishwasher unit and seeing how that works. Then they'll come back here. We'll have a panel with someone from the PGA of America, our Director of Volunteer Operations for the championship, Chef Chris Cavelli, and then a employee of the Whirlpool Corporation. But they'll learn about the different careers, whether it's Rachel, who's here at the PGA and her kind of golf career, Chef Cavelli, Chris Cavelli, who's one of the chefs this week. We had him last year, and he had a big pivot in his kind of going from an investment baker to a chef. And then Stephanie, who works for Whirlpool, and her kind of journey from working in sports to now on the community relations side, coming back to her hometown. So they'll hear from them. They'll hear from our host, Doug Smith and Will Lowry, who are also hosts of the podcast, the Beyond the Fairways podcast. Hear from them, but they'll get the opportunity to do a cooking kind of session, but also a VR gaming session and a golf session. So just kind of not only having people speak and have them give their thoughts, but also having the students have some hands-on experience on different elements of careers.
That's fantastic. What's the coolest thing you've seen in this role?
I think just the full circle moments of having, whether it's the person that's on my team, she was once a fellow, or for the first time, we have 6 of our fellows working full time at our headquarters, which is a really big accomplishment for us, but also just seeing people kind of their eyes spark, those especially that hadn't seen golf as a thing for them in the past, want to make it a thing in their lives in the future.
Yeah, seeing that aha moment when you look into the eyes of the kids.
Yeah.
Saying, ooh, this is something I'm interested in.
Yes, no, we've had some great moments in my 3 years here, whether it's Josh Allen surprising kids and the Bills players surprising kids, or just kids getting that aha moment, just being there in the atmosphere of what they're being a part of. So I think it's just really important for us to continue to do this. Again, like I said earlier, sometimes they don't see it in the moment, but it hits them later and helps them in the future.
That's great. Thank you for the work that you're doing.
Thank you.
That's a lot of
If
fun.
we want to learn more about this program, good place for us to find this stuff.
Yeah, so you can follow us on social media, everything at PGA Works. So PGA WORKS.
That's right. And that is Cameron Dinkins. She is the PGA Works leader. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
We'll have our Moody on the Market update here in just a moment. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
This Saturday and each Saturday through September, St.
right?
Joseph
Yeah,
Today
that's fine.
hosts
You
the
did great.
Farmers Market in downtown St. Joe. Get your hands on fresh finds and enjoy the beautiful Lake Bluff Park. Vendors offer a variety of products, including baked goods, locally grown produce, perennials and cut flowers, meats and cheeses, coffee, and much more. Enjoy extended market hours during the Artisan Fair, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and special hours on July 13th during the Krazel Art Fair. Visit stjoetoday.com for more details on the St. Joe Farmers Market.
Ever dream of having your own hot tub? That warm, inviting water, all those soothing jets and bubbles. Dreams are coming true right now at Pristine Pool and Spa in New Buffalo. Special sales prices with 10% off all in-stock hot tubs. Pristine Pool and Spa has a great selection with delivery and setup available. They'll create a personal escape that'll quite literally make your dreams come true. Save 10% right now at Pristine Pool and Spa on Red Arrow Highway just south of New Buffalo.
Hi, this is Pat Moody, and you're listening to The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
Here we go.
See, that was my, if you heard that spot, that was my golf voice.
Was that your
It
golf
wasn't
voice?
quite my golf voice. It was more my my spa voice.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. So I've got a few different ones that I use every once in a while. But we are here at the KitchenAid Senior PGA
I want to hear your rock and
Championship.
roll voice.
Oh, my rock and roll voice.
No, don't do it
oh,
now.
Man,
Not
I haven't
during
done,
the show.
I haven't done that in a while. My many years at WIRX. But no, we are here at WSJM at the KitchenAid Senior PGA Championship right here in the Pure Michigan Community Showcase tent. And this is the, what do they call it? The Pure Michigan Courtyard.
Yes.
You've got the KitchenAid Fairway Club, cooking demonstrations, all that stuff, and those cool things. And the fact that they're also going to have an interior designer presenting as
Yes.
well. So it's just all about your home. A lot of that stuff you're going to experience over there.
You know, because I mean, you think about the kitchen. I'm glad they expanded the offerings to include a kitchen designer, because you think about what happened during the pandemic. Everyone was forced to stick around their homes for a lot longer than they thought, and the kitchen became a centerpiece.
Oh yeah,
and
it's always been a centerpiece, but even more so, it came to the forefront.
And the appliances that you need are so important, and how it's all set up, and it's workable. It's not just a place where you're doing, you know, it's going to make the meal or something like that. It's an actual place where you can enjoy doing food preparation and then also enjoying the meal, right, that we do in the kitchen. So I'm glad they're having a kitchen designer here so that you can have that holistic thought about where does the kitchen, what role is it playing? How do we expand it? How do we make it more enjoyable as an experience altogether?
Right. How do I get that school bus yellow front for
stove,
my face front
that is
for
so
my
cool.
stove?
Yeah, they've got the full display setup. We were talking about it yesterday. The KitchenAid, it's a door display of all the oven doors that they have, different sizes and all the different colors that looks like it comes in. They've got school bus yellow, they've got orange, they've got this beautiful white. So
I love that burnt orange kind of, and that's a door for like a smaller like a baby oven.
Well, it looks like you probably don't want to bake babies, but the
you put it in like you put it in Japan and sideways.
No, I think what that is, that's the smaller oven for like warming and stuff like that. So you have the big oven right here. And
wait,
then
you have a warming oven?
Well, yeah, you gotta have a warming oven.
Oh, you have a warming oven.
And then there's the bread proofing oven.
My gosh.
Don't forget the bread proofer.
I've got the main one and the broiler underneath. That's all I got. I don't have all of these other things. Do you have a humidor as well in your house?
Who doesn't? How are you going to keep the cigars?
So you can see all that stuff. SRPGA.com is how you can find the list of pretty much everything you need to know, tickets, all that good stuff, the things that are going to be happening, the fan experience, but also encourage you to download that app. There's a PGA professional or a PGA tour app that you can find all the links and stuff at srpga.com. But we want to go to moodyonthemarket.com and tell you about some of the great things that are happening over there on the app as well. Your update brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
And we made the announcements last hour. Zach East, the awards director for Moody on the Market, joined us to give us all the scoop on who the Best Places to Work Awards went to for 2024. And so we've got it now posted on moodyonthemarket.com. He unveiled the winners of the 2024 Best Places to Work. And he says the prestigious recognition celebrates the outstanding companies in our region that excel in fostering exceptional work environments, employee satisfaction, and community involvement.
Did you say prestigious or prestigious?
He might have said
he's a prestigious person.
I think he said asparagus.
Asparagus? The asparagus people. Oh, no.
Yeah.
This year's awards proudly sponsored by the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber, Silver Beach Pizza, as well as Parrot Company, Sturgis Bank, Audubon Imports, and the Inn at Harbor Shores. Additional support from the Mason Jar Cafe. Don't want to list off all the places because you need to go to moodyonthemarket.com and see there's 20 of them.
Yeah, but Zach told me that there were more than 100 entries.
Wow.
That came in, and they had to winnow the list down to the top 20, and it was difficult, but the judges did it. They did it in a very fair and structured manner, and you can see the results and more about the companies there at moodyonthemarket.com.
Yeah, we got a great team of people that go through all that stuff. Pat Moody, like he always says, gets one vote, and then that's about everybody else gets that. So it's a very good award system that they have down. Sound process.
Yes.
Yeah. So check it all out over there. And congratulations to all those best places to work.
Yeah. You got some good notables here.
If you're ever looking to change your job, go to that list.
Yeah.
You'll find some good
places to work.
Exactly.
It's kind of like the LinkedIn of Moody.
What if you go to my website, you can find the worst places to work.
You have a website that says that?
It's on the dark web.
Oh, you keep it on the dark web.
It's on the moodyonthemarket.com too. It's Johnny on the Market.
Yeah. Barry and Risa's on there.
Barry and Risa is on there in the list of best places
Life
to work.
Vision Eye Care.
Apotheca Teas.
Yeah.
Don't want to give
Kickers
away
Club.
all. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Go Kickers.
Yeah, there are others on there, but you can learn a little bit more about each business by going to the website, moodyonthemarket.com. Beautiful sunshine. It's gorgeous out right now. And we had clouds when we got here.
We did.
Looking straight out right now. Maybe one little itty bitty wispy cloud.
Yeah, I'm bringing my sunglasses tomorrow. I can
gorgeous.
barely see. So we'll go to the next hour here in just a little bit. We'll have a lot of other great people that will be joining us, and hopefully you do as well. Thank you also for joining us on our live stream. We're going to continue that for just a little while longer.
Yep.
But coming up here in just a few minutes, news, sports, and a whole lot more. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
Rich Brand and Tara Halsey from Insurance Management Service, your local auto owners insurance agency in St. Joseph.
Oh, boy. Somebody getting in trouble for driving in the wrong spot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. They're not supposed to be driving here.
Oh, that guy?
I think yes.
Maybe.
Person backing up.
Beep. Yeah, that is why I have a golf cart, because they said you can get in, but in the morning, it's 5 o'clock. You can get into the spot that you need to be, but they're blocking off the roads.
Yes.
And some people may say, well, why are they blocking off all the roads? We've got places we got to go. We got to go to work. We got to do this.
Yes.
It's because they need to make not only the players safe, the operation runs smoothly, but also the spectators that are going to be moving from place to place, walking across the street to get to the next hole and things like that. So as we said, this is a major operation to put this all together.
So just be careful if you're having a drive around this area near the Arts District.
Watch out for me in the golf cart.
Watch out for Johnny.
I got no headlights.
He has a headlamp that was on this morning, and it actually made a difference.
You
could
tell?
see you. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was nice. It wasn't just this amorphous blob moving through the darkness when you came to pick me
because I
up.
was flying to come get you yesterday. And you said my driving was not good?
No, I didn't say that. I just said this morning I was a little concerned about the gravel that we hit.
If we're concerned about it, you could always walk,
or I could just leave the cart for me.
You could just hoof it, and
it wasn't bad driving. It was danger driving.
Sure.
It's like Fall Guy.
No.
I haven't seen that yet.
No danger. I got that rig figured out. I know what's going on.
You should smash that mosquito right there.
Which one?
The one on the wall.
No, I don't want to mess up the wall.
Yeah. Oh,
no, I don't want to mess up the wall.
Right.
I don't want to make a mess.
Okay.
All right. Quick check of time here. We will get into news in just a moment. So stand by for that. And we'll actually have another special guest here coming up in just a moment.
peak performance from your heating and cooling system. You may even save some money on your energy bill. So call McGee's, your Carrier dealer first. Schedule your air conditioner tune-up before high temperatures hit and your AC quits. Carrier, turn to the experts at McGee'sHeating.com, serving Southwest Michigan along the lakeshore.
McGee's Heating and Air. Feel at ease with McGee's.
From the Pat Moody Studios, this is News Talk Sports 94.9. WSJM FM Benton Harbor, St. Joseph. Depend on us. It's the morning show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
Good morning. Just about 8 o'clock. It's Wednesday, May 22nd. The sun is a-shining. It's going to be a beautiful day. Partly sunny and a small chance for some rain. I'm not even sure when that's even going to happen. Maybe tonight, but it's like a 20% chance. High of 77. Later tonight, we got some clouds and a small chance for some rain. It is going to be a bit windy, but even the wind has started to die down, which is really great.
That's perfect out here. It's beautiful. We're looking on blue skies over the course right now. And what are they doing? The practice rounds today?
They're doing practice rounds. So I'm sure at some point, maybe in the next few minutes, even we might
start seeing the golfers.
Some of the golfers. Because I don't know how the practice rounds work. If they say, okay, you guys all start at different holes and kind of just work your way through, or if they all start at one, or what? Because I mean, they're just checking each course and each hole. So
we should have asked Jackson when he was here earlier.
Yeah.
If you missed any of our show this morning, starting at 7 o'clock, really encourage you to go back and view it. You can see it on YouTube, Facebook, and I don't know if we archive it on X, but you can see it through Facebook and YouTube.
Mhm.
We had some great guests talking about some great golf things, and it's really interesting. We're here at the KitchenAid Senior PGA Championship, where they're going to tee off for the practice rounds today and do the actual championship. It begins first round tomorrow. 156 golfers start. Only one can win.
And that special breakfast, by the way, that we were not invited to is happening right now.
The community breakfast.
And soon, probably in the matter of the next 10 to 20 minutes, we may be getting a special announcement of what's going to be happening. There's things that will be announced there. One of those was a donation. So maybe that will be we'll know about that before the end of the show.
We're pinging our team who's sitting there probably stuffing their faces with scrambled eggs and toast and all kinds of fun stuff. But hopefully they'll take a break and give us the information.
Let's find out now what's happening in the news. WSJM News brought to you by our friends McGee's Heating and Air, your trusted Carrier dealer. Feel at ease with McGee's.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM News.
All right, folks, that about wraps up our live stream. Thank you so much for joining us. We will have another special guest that will join us in just a moment. Kelsey, who is actually, I call her my boss the next few days because
she's
I'm
the
volunteering.
volunteer coordinator.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
So don't tell her about the muffin. Don't tell her.
We're totally going to tell her.
She's literally right over there. I can see her.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll talk about that and talk about the volunteer experience and what it takes to be a part of this and how many there are, because there's quite a lot, and they aren't just folks here in Southwest Michigan. There are people, I guess, that will
follow it around.
Yeah, it's kind of like their retirement thing. They're like, I'm retired. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go see the beautiful nation that we have and check out some of these great golf courses and volunteer while I'm at it.
Some people follow the Grateful Dead or the Dave Matthews Band. Other people follow PGA championships.
I'm a PGA head, man.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good day, everybody. Enjoy this beautiful weather and get on down to the championship when it happens Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, srpga.com. But we'll be back here tomorrow.
Yep. Looking forward to it.
If I can even see.